What's going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video. And as you can see on the screen today, we're going to be playing some whales. That is correct. We're going to be looking at the recent top 8 list that Drew Bennett-Kennett used to take to the top 8 at the recent San Jose Regional Championships. Of course, this is the expanded format. Wailord is only legal and expanded. Yeah, this is definitely an interesting deck. We've seen this deck have success in the past. It got second place at US Nats in 2015, and this list is very, very different from that 2015 Nationals list. But definitely very interesting, very cool, and a pretty good deck, if you ask me. So we're going to be taking a look at this. Obviously, it worked out for Drew, took him to a top 8. I'm going to be leaving a link to his Twitter down in the description. Definitely make sure you guys go drop him a follow over there on Twitter. And I'm also going to link his article over on someone'spc.com. Of course, I'm good friends with the guys over at Someone's PC. He did write an article about this deck before the tournament, and then, what do you know, went on to take it to a top 8 finish. So I can't believe I'm going to do this, but let's go ahead and we'll hop in and take a look, starting off with Wailord-EX, the 250 HP basic water Pokemon, and there's no point in reading anything else on this card other than it is 250 HP and it is a basic. This thing will not die. I guess it is worth reading. It is weak to grass, so if we go up against some grass Pokemon, that could be an issue, but 250 HP. The idea of this deck is that we're just going to tank hits. We're going to heal Wailords continuously every turn while disrupting our opponent's side of the field, getting rid of their energy cards, messing with what they're trying to do, healing our Wailords, and never dying, not losing the game is the goal of this right here. So there you go. 4 copies of Wailord-EX, of course. We also have 1 Wishiwashi-GX, which is weak to lightning. It's important to have that option for things such as Golisopod that have that can hit one-hit KO a Wailord with Choice Band attached. Since they are grass type, we're weak to grass. Wishiwashi is weak to lightning, so that gives us an option there. And then 1 copy of Hoopa. It is the highest HP basic Pokemon with Safeguard. We can go ahead and look. There are other Pokemon with Safeguard. So, at least in the expanded formats, you get... Cannot spell. Yeah. Oh, yeah. G-U-A-R-D. We've got Carbink. We've got Sigilif. And Suicune as options as basics, but as you can see, 90 HP, 90 HP, 100 HP. And Hoopa also prevents effects of GX and EX Pokemon, which makes it really good. So that's why we're rocking out with Hoopa here. Highest HP, and it also prevents from EX and GX Pokemon. As you can see, 0 energy cards and 54 trainers. Let's take a look at what we're working with. Before we go any further, guys, I do need to give 2 quick shout-outs. I don't own any Tropical Beach on PTCGO, so I had to borrow these from 2 separate people. First off, my buddy Eddie lent me 3 copies of the card, so huge thank you to Eddie. Thank you so much for letting me do that. And then also shout out to Outcast, who let me borrow the last beach I needed in order to play this deck. Outcast, as you guys probably know, is a streamer over on Twitch, streams a lot of PTCGO, and he also runs the value guide that a lot of people use. I'll leave a link to the value guide down below. It's the way that I evaluate most of the cards that I trade for on PTCGO. It's not perfect, I'll say, but I think it is probably the best guide out there. I use it for just about every time I'm about to do a trade. I reference his guide in order to see if the values are equal enough. So thanks to those guys for letting me use Tropical Beach. For those who don't know what Tropical Beach does, once during your turn, once during each player's turn, that player may draw cards until he or she has 7 cards in his or her hand. If he or she does, that player's turn ends. So it ends our turn, but that's okay. We're not going to be attacking. We're normally just passing. So it's really cool that we're able to play our hand out of a bunch of these disruption cards, go down to a lower hand size, and then use Tropical Beach to just refill our hand. So let's go ahead back up here to the top and just work through all the trainers. We've got 3 copies of Crushing Hammer, helping us discard some of our opponent's energy. We do use a lot of trainers in this deck, so Dowsing Machine is, of course, the A-spec of choice. I could maybe see Scoop Up Cyclone, but Dowsing Machine is probably just straight up better since you can use Dowsing Machine to get back like AZ or Max Potion or something like that, and then it can also get you back a Beach or a different supporter if there's something else you need. We've got Enhanced Hammer, getting rid of special energies on our opponent's side of the field. Heavy Ball searches out all of the Pokemon in our deck except for Hoopa, so anytime we find Heavy Ball, we can always like Skyla for Heavy Ball for a Pokemon, so that way we don't get benched out. 4 copies of Max Potion, of course trying to get that healing going as often as we can. 1 copy of Pal Pad, letting us shuffle 2 supporters back into our deck. 4 copies of Puzzle of Time, letting us get back any of these resources that we need. 3 copies of Robo Substitute. It becomes a 30 HP basic Pokemon when it comes into play. Cannot retreat, but it can be discarded at any time before a turn. And if our opponent knocks it out, they don't get to take a prize card. So this is really useful to just throw it up on a turn like maybe a Wailord does get knocked out. We send up a Robo Sub, can kind of get a turn to reset. We don't have to worry about healing because they're not going to get a prize. And we can just disrupt their side of the field a little bit that turn. 1 copy of Startling Megaphone to get rid of some tools. We've got 4 VS Seekers to reuse any of these powerful supporters. We already talked about the 4 Beach, but we'll also mention 1 copy of Parallel City. We can use this to discard multiple damaged Wailords potentially, and we could also use it, I guess, and we could also use it to just like limit our opponent's side of the field. To like, you know, against the Zoroark decks, they use Skyfield to fill up their bench to a high amount. We can use Parallel City to just really disrupt their strategies. We've got 3 copies of Acerola and 4 copies of AZ as far as healing supporters go, or resetting supporters, I guess you could say. We also have 1 copy of Hugh, which is a really important card in this deck. Each player either draws or discards cards until he or she has 5 cards in his or her hand. So a lot of people, when they're playing against Wailord, they'll just hoard cards in their hand. They won't discard any cards. They won't play any cards. They'll just build up this massive hand size. So when we time a Hugh correctly, we can just make our opponent discard a ton of resources out of their hand. So Hugh is very, very important. We also have 1 copy of Lusamine, letting us put 2 in any combination of supporter and stadium cards from our discard into our hand, getting back a Beach, getting back, usually we'll just get back 2 supporters with it, like an AZ or maybe one of the Flare Grunts or Xerosic, something like that. 1 copy of Lysandre to be able to bring up something our opponent has, maybe with a high retreat cost that they're not able to move, and that can help us in that way. We've got 3 copies of Plumeria. Discard 2 cards from your hand. If you do, discard an energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon. We've got 1 copy of Pokemon Fan Club, letting us search out 2 basic Pokemon. Great if we can get it early on in the game, just finding some Wailords to get down early. 3 copies of Skyla, going to help us find any of these powerful trainer cards, of course. 3 copies of Team Flare Grunt, giving us the option to discard our opponent's energies. 2 copies of Team Rocket's Handiworks, just helping us speed up the milling process since we do win by deck out, of course. 1 copy of Team Skull Grunt. Like I said with Hugh, people tend to just hoard resources in their hands, so we can really punish that with Team Skull Grunt discarding 2 energy cards from their hand. And then to finish things off, 1 copy of Xerosic to discard a tool or special energy attached to one of our opponent's Pokemon. And there it is, guys. That is a 60-card Wailord list, and I can't believe we're going to do this, but we're going to go ahead, we're going to hop in, and we're going to play a game with this deck. Probably just 1 game, because the game will take a long time. You do win by deck out, so not going to be attacking. But as always, guys, if you enjoy these videos, definitely be sure to leave a like down below. It helps me out a ton, lets me know that you're enjoying seeing what I'm doing, and I'm glad to be back making videos. Also, definitely be sure to follow Drew on Twitter, like I mentioned earlier, and check out his article on someone's PC. So, Big Body Harris. Looks like we might be going up against... Well, he had a Zoroark deck box, but we also saw, like, Water type. So I'm not sure. He's given us the heart. We'll give him the heart. And my opponent will go first. We actually do not take a mulligan. A lot of times you end up mulliganing with this deck, but we'll just go ahead, grab a Wailord-EX. We have a pretty solid opening hand. We can Skyla for like a Heavy Ball, maybe a Robo Sub, or some sort of disruption card. If he attaches a special energy, we can go get an Enhanced Hammer, and we have Beach to refill our hand after that. So it looks like we're going up against Gardevoir, which Gardevoir has a hard time one-shotting a Wailord-EX. We have just so much HP, they need so many energies, and we're continually disrupting those energies and taking those energies away. They do have Twilight GX in order to get back a bunch of resources, so that'll be an interesting thing. We'll see how that works out. But my opponent is going to go get that turn 1 Bridget. And we see Bridget come out. So I'm thinking if he doesn't put any energy in play, I might just Skyla for like a Team Flare Grunt maybe. Maybe I would get like Pokemon Fan Club for the next turn. I could also just grab Heavy Ball, go ahead and use that. We do have Xerosic if he puts a special energy in play, so maybe that's an option as well. But he's actually just going to go ahead and attach to the active and pass. We could Rocket's Handiwork right off the bat, try to get rid of some resources. We are not in any danger of getting knocked out. He would have to get quadruple Rare Candy Gardevoirs, 4 Secret Springs, plus DCE, plus Choice Band, and even then, would that be enough if he got that? So 4 Secret Springs, that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 for the one attached, 18, 180 for the Choice Band, 18, 21, 24. That would still be short even with the double colorless energy, so there's no way we get knocked out. We'll just go ahead and start off with a Handiwork, see if we can get rid of some important resources. Double heads. Starting off, getting rid of Fairy Energy via Seeker and an N. That is pretty solid. Won't complain about that. And we'll just beach for a couple cards. We get Robo Sub, Enhanced Hammer. That's not anything to complain about there. Also, I don't hate like Skyla for Heavy Ball or something like that turn, but we don't really need it. We have time. We're not under much pressure. Not yet, at least. So, Ultra Ball, we'll see what they come out and get. So let's see, how many energies does a Gardevoir need to one-shot a Wailord? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. 9 energies, or 8 and a Choice Band is what they need in order to one-shot a Wailord-EX. That is pretty wild. My opponent can, of course, use Tropical Beach, which I would not be too upset with them doing that. So he does get a Kirlia out. And we're probably just going to see a Mumble for 40 damage. Big damage. And, yeah, we can always Skyla for Max Potion. I think at this point, though... Okay, we can actually get rid of the DCE, which is good with the Enhanced Hammer. And they're going to go ahead and Juniper. Getting rid of a Computer Search and a Fairy Energy. Rare Candy, so they do find a Gardevoir here, so they can do 60 damage. Or maybe a Gallade, we'll see. No, it is a Gardevoir. So 60 damage coming out from a Infinite Force. Gonna go ahead and grab another Kirlia. And they've already used, like, they've gone through more than half of their deck. And gonna go ahead and Twilight GX, though, put some resources back. That's kind of a weird, like, using it this early. I don't know that I agree with that. Okay. So lots of energy. We get Inns, Guzma, Computer Search via Seeker. Not surprised by any of that. Going back into the deck. So we'll go ahead. We'll start off with the Robo substitutes. We'll go ahead and play the Enhanced Hammer. I kind of want to just Skyla for like Team Flare Grunt. We could get Crushing Hammer, but that's a little more risky. So I think we will just go grab Team Flare Grunt. We do have Hoopa as well, so if they don't put Gallade in play, we can just put Hoopa out and kind of wall. So we'll get Team Flare Grunt for the next turn, and then we'll beach for a card. We have Dowsing Machine next turn to get back an Enhanced Hammer if we need it. We have Acerola off of the Tropical Beach, which is really good if he does do some damage to us. He does put the Gallade in play, so Hoopa is not going to do much for us. And we do just see a Juniper come out. So, yeah, after attaching, there's not really going to be much they can do. They're going to go ahead and Field Blower away our Beach, which is unfortunate. We can Dowsing Machine that back. We can Puzzle it. I don't really want to use the puzzles yet, I don't think. And going to go ahead and grab another Gardevoir. They do have access to 2 Secret Springs this turn to keep us from, you know, hurting them too much with Team Flare Grunt. The extra energy attachments are definitely annoying. Maybe finding our Lysandre would be really good to bring up this Octillery, try to slow them down there. But no, they actually don't have, they only do the 1 energy, so that's interesting. So do we want to Flare Grunt? Do we want to Acerola heal? I do kind of want to get Beach back, but double puzzle use right now isn't the best. Would we even be able to use Beach? We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we wouldn't even be able to use it. I think we can just Flare Grunt and kind of be okay. It's tough to know. I think we'll just do that. If it goes down, we have Robo sub. They go to 4 prizes. They need to like pop off big time this turn and get like another Gardevoir in order to knock us out. So I'm not too worried about it. Just disrupting their energy. And they put the other Choice Band in place, so that means once we find our Startling Megaphone, we can get rid of both of those things. Rescue Stretcher, probably going to shuffle some Pokemon back. Yep, putting back a Lele and an Oricorio. Premonition, so they'll be able to draw whichever card off the 5 they want with Premonition plus Abyssal Hand. So we'll see which one they choose to draw. Well, we actually won't see, but they're going to choose to draw one. And you're going to play an N. That's okay with me. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe I should have taken advantage of that opportunity to get Beach back with puzzles, but I just want to kind of have access to them. And we do get Skyla, so we can double puzzle. So here comes a lot of damage here. We can Acerola, just heal it all off. Let's go ahead for Crushing Hammer first. Flip heads, that's very nice. This deck is very good when you flip heads a lot. We can Flare Grunt, but I really want to... We can Skyla for Max Potion and Flare Grunt. I kind of want a Beach, though. We can Dowsing for the Beach, but I don't want to discard a bunch of stuff yet. So let's go ahead and grab Max Potion. Oh, we can't Flare Grunt and Skyla. Yeah, that's my mistake, but it's fine. We'll just go ahead and Max Potion. We probably should have just used Acerola that turn. Actually, that's like probably just better than Skyla for Max Potion, because that gives us access to Skyla for something else, like Beach or something else on the next turn, but it's okay. We get a Max Potion in the discard, so we can always Dowsing for it or Puzzle for it. So Ultra Ball is going to discard Guzma and a Field Blower. Going to go ahead and fail that, though. They just want a Premonition and Abyssal Hand for specific stuff. So yeah, like I said, guys, we're just trying to outlast our opponent here. So they get whatever 3 cards of those 5 they want. They are down 4 Ultra Balls, down 2 DCEs, 1 on the Gallade, which I'm kind of okay with it just being on the Gallade. We do see a lot of energies going on to Gardevoir here. So finding Lysandre would be really good. And let's see what they go for. N. That's fine with me. We do have Enhanced Hammers still. We still have Crushing Hammers in the deck. Plumeria here is really solid. Gonna go ahead and Secret Spring onto the back Gardevoir. So they don't even have enough to like 2-hit KO us, which is nice. We get another Whale, which is good. We get a Robo sub, which we'll go ahead and play that. We can Max Potion the active and Flare Grunt. A regular fairy, I guess, since we can always, we want to be able to enhance potentially the next turn maybe, and we can Xerosic that one as well, so we'll go ahead and just get rid of this, just discarding some energies along the way. And 12 cards left in the deck for my opponent, no prizes taken yet. I think this is going to be kind of hard for them. They've already used Twilight. I was really questioning them using it that early, but you know, they went for it. So via Seeker is going to go grab Guzma. So we might see a Guzma and a Gallade smack. Going to bring up another Whale, and he is going to bring up Gallade. He does have to play a supporter every turn to do more than 60 damage. Alright, on to our turn. We get the Hoopa, not going to bench that guy. I think, oh man, I really want a Beach in play. We can Xerosic the DCE. We can Skyla for Max Potion, which I think is best. Because then if he doesn't play supporter this turn, he's only doing 60, which would be better. So Skyla for Max Potion. Maybe it would have been better to Xerosic so that next turn we can have access to Skyla for Beach. Because I do want to just refill our hand at some point here. So yeah, kind of just stumbling my way through this. Not really quite sure the best route with this deck. But, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. So if they can't play supporter, they're only going to do 60 damage to us. They're down 2 via Seekers. They still have ends left though, but if they end, they'll actually, if they play any cards and end, they'll short themselves some cards. But let's see what happens. We'll see what they get. I'm going to just load up a bunch of energies on that back Gardevoir, it looks like. Yeah, that thing is getting very big. We do, of course, have Plumeria, which lets us discard energies from back there. We have Xerosic, which we can use to discard the, what's this one called? Wonder Energy. I couldn't remember. I wanted to say Fairy Energy, but that's not right, because that's what regular Fairy Energy is called. So, down 2 DCs, 2 Fairies. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fairies, 7 with the Wonder. So that might be all of their fairies in play. They may not have any left. Via Seeker is going to go for Guzma, so they will be able to do extra damage with Sensitive Blade, but looks like they might just bring up this Gardevoir and smack us with that. And that is indeed what they're going to do. So we may lose a Wailord here. Yeah, looks like we will. So we can Xerosic away the Wonder and pass. Unfortunately, I think we're going to lose a whale here, but as long as we keep them from knocking out multiple whales, we'll be okay. So that's why maybe it would have been better to, like, maybe not just ignore this DCE and just Xerosic the Wonder Energy that last turn, and then Skyla this coming turn. But we'll just send up the Robo sub, make him knock that out. One turn too late for the AZ. We'll go ahead and Plumeria an energy. Pass. Yeah, I really need to find a beach. I know I've said it a couple times, but so he does only have 9 cards left in deck, so we just need to survive 9 turns. He does still have via Seekers, he still has ends, but down to 4 prizes. And we have Hugh as an option. If he ends us, that's going to refill our hand of all of these resources, which will be great. I guess I should have kept AZ. That would have been better than discarding. I should have just discarded this Plumeria and kept AZ. But that's fine. We'll go ahead and send up the whale. That was weird. The Robosub like disappeared. And we get a VS Seeker. That is awesome. So we can go Skyla for Beach. I think that's what I got to do here is just Skyla for the Beach. And that'll give us so many options, hopefully. Oh, we prized 2 Beach. That's part of the issue. That is part of the issue. So we'll go ahead and draw up to 7. We get Lusamine, which will let us get back some supporters. We get Dowsing, which can let us get back some important stuff. Parallel, we're probably not going to use. We want to keep Beach in play if we can, I'm pretty sure. Here comes a DCE and an N. That's fine with me, though. We still have Beach in play, and this is more cards than the one we had previously. So we get an Enhanced Hammer, which is great. Max Potion, Flare Grunt. So this is a really powerful turn. We go Robo Sub. We go Enhanced Hammer. This one. We Max Potion the active. Flare Grunt away in energy. And Beach for 4. That was a pretty good turn. We get Startling Megaphone, which is great as well. We get another Wailord. And yeah, I don't think my opponent is going to be able to knock out 2 Wailords at this point. They are down just so many energies. We've gotten rid of so much stuff. We still have... We're out of Max Potions, but we do have Dowsing as an option. We still have AZ. We still have Acerola. My opponent is going to end. And we get AZ and Acerola for days there. So that is fine with me. Bench a Whale. We'll go ahead and play the Crushing Hammer. Tails. We'll use Acerola. Bring this guy up. Bench this guy. And Beach for a couple cards. We have Skyla for double puzzle, so we have access to those Max Potions. He's letting me know that I have a good deck. We'll let him know he has a good deck. And yeah, just Wailord outlasting here. Giving up those 2 prizes, you know, you don't like giving up prizes, but you're okay giving up 2 or even 4 or 5 prizes with the Hoopa as an option. You just don't want to give up that 6th prize. So let's go ahead here, bench the whale. Do we even need to bench the other one? No, we'll just AZ this guy. Bring this guy up. I don't even think my opponent can 2-hit KO Wailord at this point. They're down. They have no DCEs left. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they all of their energy is in play or in the discard pile, like 100%. He cannot 2-hit KO this Wailord. We get Enhanced Hammer, which we'll go ahead and just play. We can Skyla for Puzzle. And next turn we can, like, Flare Grunt. Just discard the energy. Flare Grunt Max Potion next turn. Seems good. We can Heavy Ball. For a Wishiwashi, just show them we play it. Just get it out so we don't top deck it. We can top deck better cards. And we'll click Done. On to my opponent's turn. Giving us the heart. Can they one-shot this? Do they have Special Charge or Super Rod left in the deck? I don't think. Like, we've already seen the Rescue Stretcher. Probably not going to be playing Super Rod. Let's see if they can get that knockout. Go down to just 2 prizes remaining. Not looking likely, though. So, looking at going with Premonition, they get to look at all 5 of the cards they have left in the deck. Infinite Force, not going to be able to knock us out. We get Crushing Hammer. If we flip heads here, oh my gosh, we flipped so many heads this game. Double Puzzle of Time. Put 2. Max Potion, Team Flare Grunt. Leave him with no energy and totally heal our Wailord. Max Potion. Giving us the well played. My opponent might just scoop it up because this is definitely not fun to play against. We'll put the Wailord down. No reason really not to, and we'll just beach for a couple of cards. 4 cards. Yep, and my opponent is just going to concede there. So there we go, guys. Taking a win with Wailord. I'm not going to play another game. I know I normally try to get 2 or 3 games in, but this video would just be so long. Look at this. MVP Wailord. Damage dealt 0. Look at this. He did 1,200 damage total that game. Took 2 prizes, and it was all healed. Attached 12 energies, 22 trainers, 59 cards drawn. We did go 5 and 1 on the coin flips, though, so got a little lucky there with some flips, but definitely helped us out. 20-minute game, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, shout out to Drew for just taking this deck to that tournament and throwing it out there and doing well with it. Top 8 is awesome, so congrats, Drew. Definitely make sure you're following him on Twitter. Link is in the description, like I said. Check out that article over on someone'spc.com. Thanks again to my friend Eddie and to Outcast as well. Those guys hooking it up with the tropical beaches for this video. And like I said, guys, if anyone is trading tropical beaches, please let me know because I really need to get some tropical beaches. Thank you guys for watching, and that is going to do it for me. I'm going to get out of here. Make sure you're following me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All of those things at TrainerChip. Check out some of my other videos, and be sure you are subscribed. Until next time, guys, take care.